Hello, family. I hope all is well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And thank you so much for your likes, your shares, and your support. It is greatly appreciated. Continue supporting me. It means a lot to me, and it just helps my content get out more and more. And go over to YouTube and visit me on Cozy's News. We're going to be listening to content where these Africans and these sellout Americans are trying to steal our reparations. Saying our reparations, slavery reparations, belongs to Africa. Well, we want to give you a rude awakening. You sold us. It's called slave trade. Okay, let's get into it and listen to these sellouts from America, like Al Sharpton. And it's attorney, I can't think of his name right now, but they're getting paid money under the table to come over here and do this. They selling us out like them African presidents and chiefs did each country of Africa. All these people is greedy. And God said it's easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than for a rich man to give up his gold or his goods. These people selling us out and on their way, they old already. And trying to leave some money, I guess, for their inheritance, but they selling us out. Here we go, family. Love y'all.
So I now have the pleasure of bringing on the mentor of Black America's Attorney General, the founder.
Black America's Attorney General? When did we vote Al Sharpton as our Attorney General?
Of this, Reverend Al Sharpton, who is for 4 decades a central figure in the U.S. struggle for racial justice, from the streets to the Senate, a civil rights leader, founder of the National Action Network, and of course, host of MSNBC's Politics Nation. Please take the floor.
Thank you very much. Let me start.
Now, he's over in Africa at the African Union speaking on our behalf of coming together with Africa and our reparations and talking to them about our struggle instead of over here fighting and talking to us.
I was saying that I'm going to be very personal in the sense that I came to the UN 30 some odd years ago with a great
African UN. He didn't left that out.
African leader. I was part of the delegation with Nelson Mandela when he addressed
selling us out
the General Assembly about sanctions in South Africa. I come many times since then, and I'm here today because I believe another great African leader, President Muhammad.
We don't know anything about this president. He don't represent Foundation of Black American Indians, or the Israelites. Al Sharpton.
Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, of a young man killed in Hartford, Connecticut. But all of these are just examples of a systemic problem that has not been dealt with. We can keep running from incident to incident, but if we do not deal with the underlying systematic problem, and that is that there are those that feel they have the right and the supremacy over other humans, and they will never be held accountable for it and never pay for it. This resolution is an attendance sheet on what nations stand for what.
They need to first get Africa together with those 54 countries, and you need to be over here helping us fight for what belongs to us, reparation, 40 acres and a mule. Why are you telling Africa about our issues?
This is not a new call. I come out of the Martin Luther King School of Thought, but Malcolm X said we may have to go to the UN. One of his main disciples, Dr. James Smalls, is with us. Queen Mother Moore, Queen Mother preceding me, The question is not what the people feel. The people have stated their feelings and will continue to and must galvanize. The question...
See how he try to braze across that the people have spoken. What people? You ain't even came to us with none of this conversation, Ab Sharpton, and we haven't spoke. And we don't need to galvanize where you over there in Africa, not black Americans.
What do nations stand for? When I hear nations saying they're going to abstain...
There are no nation fought for black Americans, even when we were in slavery. No one fought for us. Don't come telling us about galvanizing now.
From a vote, how do you abstain from being a racist and a bigot? How do you abstain from paying your debt to people that you worked for centuries and never paid? How?
By fighting them over there where they did it at in America, not in Africa.
You abstain from the guilt and the blood that's on your hands while you deposit money in banks that your forefathers didn't earn and our forefathers worked and never got paid.
I hope, family, y'all see he's selling us out. And he got paid for this.
Your Excellency, I say it's personal because in 2007, a reporter came to me in the United Nations, but it is in the United States, where they're right now deciding whether they will continue to allow us to vote properly. They're going to vote on whether or not we are going to have our right to voting, our right to redress.
And how can Africa help us with that, Al Sharpton? Why are you over there telling them about what we're going through in America?
If the United Nations sends a resounding message on President's resolution that we don't care about the debt owed, you are signaling those that are trying to trump the world that you can do whatever you want to do to us.
We don't care about the debt owed? Who are you speaking for?
So my challenge is, and the experts have given the great background and the preceding speakers have given the facts, but my appeal is that you will not define our humanity. You will define where you stand for humanity. When you vote for your nation, history will record that after the genocide perpetrated on people, after the worst form of abuse that we've seen in terms of the slave trade,
they're using our ancestors' suffering, our transatlantic slave to push their narrative. It's judgment coming to Africa for doing this. We don't owe y'all anything. Y'all are not owed anything. Go fight the British and the French for your reparation. We are talking about black Americans.
Is in this resolution that if your nation would authorize you to either vote no or have laryngitis and act like you can't speak up at all, then you are co-signing this brutal form of slavery. There will be nobody.
Let's see how much this sellout we can get from this.
Went all the way to the Supreme Court of Massachusetts. And
He
what
in
the
Africa
court
too.
recognized is something we cannot ignore. That institutions cannot separate themselves from the harm that they helped create, and that harm does not disappear with time. And then the final point is just this. Global alignment calls for reparations to evolve from moral arguments to economic architecture. I say, sisters and brothers, justice still delayed is not simply justice being denied, but it is justice being actively resisted by present-day actors.
We've been sold out. These
and
Americans.
just as these present-day actors are unapologetic.
Subscribe.